Hey everyone, thank you for joining me as I break down the good and the bad of Jordan Peele's new sci-fi horror film. Nope. I'm going to break down the good and the bad without giving up way too much or telling you too much about the plot, because I think you should go into this movie without knowing anything. So I'm just going to start with what the premise is. Two siblings, Otis and Emerald, one played by Daniel Kaluuya and one played by Keke Palmer, run a California ranch where they discover something feels like a miracle, but also very sinister in the skies above, while also a opposite ranch across the way finds and discovers the same thing and is trying to profit off of this otherworldly phenomenon. Let's start with the good. Jordan Peele is the writer, director, and producer of this movie. This is his original idea, and you can see his fingerprints all over it. He takes a lot of the tension building that he did from Get Out and Us, but the grandness of what he tried to do with Us is done here, but in a much bigger way. This is very different from his past movies. It's more about the sci-fi horror aspects and less about the message and stuff that you usually would get. That's there, but it's mostly about the spectacle, but also still ties in with the message that he's trying to tell everybody in the audience. It's just not knocking it over the head like you Get Out and Us. From the cinematography, from the camera work, from the vistas that he chose to shoot in, and the way the dialogue was written, the way the pacing of the movie was done, this is a masterful work by Jordan Peele on all fronts of filmmaking. And the soundtrack is great. It has his comedic timing and the comedy that he usually does, but it doesn't take away from the serious moments. It complements it very, very well. And with the laughs and the horror and the tension building and the mystery, and when you're trying to figure out what's going on as you watch the movie, this is the first movie in a long time that I've watched in the movie theater or at home where I was engaged the full runtime. There was not a point where I felt like I wanted to look at my phone or just space out on the movie and not really pay attention. I was fully engaged from the beginning because it's just something always interesting happening, to me at least. I'm not speaking for everyone. Some other people may not enjoy certain parts of the beginning of this movie, because there's certain parts in this movie where it kind of slows up. The movie ramps up. It's a bit of a slow burn, but it's just the characters and their struggles and the drama that they were dealing with at the beginning of the movie was really, really interesting to me. And a little bit, you get like a history lesson as well of certain things that I did not know about. The two main stars here are Daniel Kaluuya as OJ and Keke Palmer, who plays his sister Emerald. Daniel Kaluuya is fantastic in this film. He's a silent, stoic cowboy, which he plays perfectly because he doesn't have that many lines, but his movement of eyes and his expressiveness and how his body language speaks tons for him. He kills it in this movie doing that, and he has his comedic timing as well, but he really centers the movie in seriousness and how he plays his role, and he just feels like the more heroic character in the film as well. Keke Palmer is fantastic as well. This is probably one of her better performances I've seen. She's energetic, funny, relatable, has a lot of heart, but also kind of pisses you off a little bit as well. She plays a role that usually you see like the scummy brother, but she kind of does it as the scummy sister in a way that I thought was really cool, and I really, really enjoyed the injection of energy every time she was on the screen. One of the themes here that I can talk about without spoiling the film is that this is a celebration of cinema with themes and homages played to Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and E.T., and much more. You can tell Jordan Peele is a director who has studied cinema, and he takes those inspirations and applies it to his movie, but in a very still unique way. It's not like he's stealing directly from it and trying to do it. You just can see what he watched and translated to his own version. And also a celebration of the people who are behind the camera, whether it's stunt workers, cinematographers, the people that really help create the movies and don't really get as much recognition as the actors or the directors at most of the time. There is a really celebration of that, and I really enjoy that, the way he did that without, you realize it's happening as you're watching the movie, but it's not something that is just in your face. And this movie is called Nope, and you would expect a lot of situations where characters are like, nope, nope, not dealing with this, and you get that here. But I wish the movie was called Don't Look Up. I know we got a movie called that last year, but that title would definitely fit this movie really well. And the otherworldly phenomenon that is the center of this movie is absolutely terrifying. It licked in or excited a fear in me that I didn't even know I had, that made me scared to look up into the sky. I think he did a fantastic job with the VFX and the CGI and the way the object or the thing moves around. It just creeped me out, and it just helped with building that tension and fear. Whew, it was really, really dope. Let's talk about the bad. So there's two main stories here. The one that I said in the synopsis and another one that deals with a monkey. I'm not gonna go deep into it. Like I said, I want you to go in and knowing as the least that you can. But I just want to say that I feel like on first watch, and just if you're just watching and you're not really thinking about it, you're just absorbing the movie, the two storylines feel like they don't connect, and one is cut short really fast, and you're like, wait, what was the point of us seeing all that if it doesn't tie back into the end of the movie, or at least into the third act? But this is something that after you start thinking about the movie after, because this is a movie that will make you want to think about it and it will stay with you for a little while, and you see discourse online or with people you're talking about and you keep debating back and forth, you see the point of the other storyline that gets cut short. But I feel like a lot of viewers are going to be very confused as they're watching it, so that's just a bit of a warning. Let's talk about my verdict. This movie is not only a celebration of cinema and the movies that inspired Jordan Peele, and the workers behind the camera that help make these movies so special as they are, but it also is a cautionary tale of the lengths we will go to make it rich and exploit things, and that is really the central theme here. And if you keep that in mind going in, you will really understand what he's trying to get across here, while also making it a great sci-fi horror movie with a lot of mystery, a lot of tension, and really funny at the same time. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I think it's one of the best movies I've seen this year, and I gotta say that I don't really have too many faults or nitpicks with it other than what I already said. So I do recommend go see it in the theater on the biggest screen that you can with the best sound, and I'll give this movie a B+. For the people who already saw Nope, did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? Comment your thoughts down below. Let's talk about this movie. I really want to talk to more people about the film. And if you didn't see it, based on my review, is this something that you think you'll be interested in? If you're already a subscriber, hit that like button, please. And if you're not, subscribe to the channel. Helps with the algorithm, helps more people see my videos. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified more of my review, reactions, and ranking lists. And you can watch more of my content right now.